Okay guys, so I am gonna do a full face of makeup. I just washed my hair on the boat. Never used this before, but I used the Dyson Airwrap. Didn't even YouTube it, just kind of winged it. First I pretty much got my hair towel dry damp with this and just blew it through, and then I sectioned it off and round brushed it with this, and it only took me 25 minutes. So this is the end result. It looks really smooth. I'm gonna go over it with a curling iron just for dinner to make it look nice, but I'm gonna show you guys how I do my makeup. Everyday makeup look in 10 minutes. So here we go. So the first thing I always do is I have to prep my skin. I'm using the IS Clinical. This is the Reparative Moisture Emulsion. Can I ever say it? Emulsion. And I love this, especially if your skin's a little on the dry side. You do not want to have patchy skin when doing makeup. It will crease, so I always start with this. My face is clean, really clean. I washed it in the shower, but I'm not going to put on a bunch of serums. I'm just going to do this just so the makeup doesn't get kicky. And then you want to make sure you get it on your neck. Usually guys, you'll see me using this, but my skin is just so dry right now. I think just because the climate change, going from Miami to Greece, and maybe just not drinking enough water like I usually am. But guys, I'm trying to pound this liter. I'm gonna do 2 of these. This is a liter. You should drink at least 2 liters to a gallon. And guys, if I'm looking weird, it's because I had to make a makeshift tripod in this bathroom. Okay, well, let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do, my alarm went off, so I have to start over. Use my foundation brush. I think this is a Morph brush, and I'm going to use my L'Oreal. This is the Infallible in the shade 430. I'm really needing to, when you use a foundation and after a couple months, it just isn't wearing well on your skin. That's how I feel lately. I don't know what it is. I love to switch up foundations. So I'm just gonna buff this in the skin. Make sure you do the neck. This is a pretty quick process. And I don't want to use too much or it's gonna look funky. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Make sure you get all in your nose. All right, step 1. All right, step 2. We are gonna go in with, I'm gonna wear this as eye makeup. Actually, that's a lie. So this is a bronzer I'm gonna use. This is the new Giorgio Armani in the color 100. Look how beautiful this is. This is what I'm gonna use for my bronzer, but I wanna do really light natural makeup. So I'm gonna go in this Hourglass. I love the Dragon. This is new. If I can open it. It's an illuminator, but there's this really pretty brown, sorry, that I'm gonna use. It's right here. And I am just gonna put that right here on my lid. And so it looks has a little sheen to it, but it's really light, which I want. See, I always do this first before the concealer, so I'm just gonna keep this really natural. I have to look in the mirror or I'm gonna mess this up. Okay, and I always go over it twice just so it's nice and pigmented. All right, next step, I'm using the Born This Way. It's what shade is this? I'm not sure. This is Too Faced, and I'm gonna do it right here, right there, and I always do a little on my chin just to add a little bit of, make it look really pretty. The light. Go into my favorite brush that my dog ate. It's a MAC brush. Really good. Guys, if you notice that your concealer creases and you're using a beauty blender, do not use a beauty blender to put on concealer because it will crease. And if it creases, it just makes you look tired and just makes the makeup look weird. So use this and then make sure you press. Like how I'm like stippling it. Go right here. Then always go up. And I always go over my lips only because it helps with the, when I put lip liner on, it just will stay on longer, almost like a base. So this I'm using Pillow Talk, Charlotte Tilbury, Charlotte Tilbury. This is the holy grail for me. I always like put it on kind of like a, look at that, like a lipstick, just because it's gonna hold the color. And I always get right here in the inner corners. So the lighting's not so cute in here, but once I'm done, I'll show you guys. It actually looks good. Okay, next up, we're gonna go in with Mocha. This is the Fenty Beauty, and we are gonna conceal. So we're gonna go, not conceal, we're gonna contour. Boom. That line actually might be too long. You don't want to go down too far like what I just did, only because it's gonna make it look too much. So I'll just buff that out. So hold on, I will be right back. I have to actually I have to use, this is my Hourglass. This is actually a foundation brush, but I don't know where my contour brush is, so I'm just gonna buff this out. You wanna go up. I just like, don't wanna bring it down too much. And then I do right here. Okay. This is what it's looking like, guys. Here. There. And we did my nose. So I like to contour my nose. It just looks better. Boom. Now we're on the next step, my favorite step. We're gonna use, I don't have the colors I wanna use, but we're gonna use this Jeffree Star. I think I'll use this one in the color Gemini. It's like a mauve-y, super pigmented gloss. I'm just gonna go over. Obviously it's totally different. This just lasts a long time. So I'm going over. I always mix colors. This one's very hydrating. I think everything from Jeffree Star is amazing. I need to buy more of the concealers. And then I'm going over, this is super hydrating. This is a Fenty gloss, just to add a little more peach tones, make it a little brighter. Okay, that's the look. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm gonna do my brows. So this is drugstore. This is my favorite Express Brow by Maybelline. I think it's like $8. I like it because I go through these a lot. You always want to brush going up, and you want to do like feather-like strokes. So I always start from here and just kind of get that nice defined line, and then here you want always the outer to be darker and then the inner to be lighter, and then I go up. I have a little bit of a heavy hand right now, and brush it up. And you don't want to overdo it, but boom. So that's one. I also, guys, have my eyebrows microbladed, so it does make it easier. I highly suggest, if you're in San Diego, go to SD Brows. Danielle, she is one of the best brow artists that I know. She's done my brows twice, and it saves so much time. And guys, remember, your brows shape your face. So if you want to have a better symmetry of your face, you want to make sure your brows are good. Okay, so I wouldn't say this is professional, but hey, looks really good. So see that? That's what we're looking like right now. Tonight I'm not gonna wear liner. It's just a chill night on the boat. We are gonna get dinner. So I'm gonna set my foundation. This is MAC NC35. This is the pressed like foundation. It's like the powder. Fix Plus. I'm gonna use one of these little, you can buy these on Amazon, like a bunch of them for like really cheap. I go in and I just press this and I press right here. Yeah, sets the makeup. It makes it look so much better. So you don't crease, it's not moving. Once I do that, I realize that I need to add a little bit more shadow for a little bit more depth. So I'm gonna go back in with this illuminator, just buff a little bit more in. I would wear a little liner, but I don't know where it's at. I think this is so pretty, guys. So pretty. Okay, my alarms keep going off on my phone, so I'm gonna have to cut this video and put it together. Here we go. So I'm gonna curl these because I've been getting the feedback that my black is going underneath my eyes, and that's because my lashes are kind of straight and it's like touching down under my eye, which is not the look. So we're just gonna really make sure these are curled. Drugstore, $5. And then we are gonna go in with my favorite mascara. This is Better Than Sex. This is Too Faced. It is so good. So you want to start on the lash line and just buff it in, like boom, and then always do more on the outer. Look how good this looks. And I don't have any fake lashes. I'm not against them, they just don't look good on me. If I'm going to an event, I'll put, the only lashes I will use are my friend Claudia. She has the best lashes and makeup line. Guys, you gotta check her out, Claudia. It's called Saint by Claude. Oh my gosh. You can wear the lashes up to 15 times. I think it's like 10 to 15 times. So I didn't bring any, but this is closest. Look how good that looks for not having false lashes. I don't like spider looking lashes. I don't think that's like the vibe. Some people do. I do not. So whenever I do this, I always notice that I get a little on my lid, which I don't like. So I go in and I buff it off. I'll show you what I do. I'm so out of breath right now. This is like a workout. So I go right here, see, and I get all the black off. I only get a little bit, but it comes right off with this brush. This is the Techniques, Something Techniques. Really cheap, but it's so good. Look at that. If you guys can see, I got it all off. Okay, last step. We have 2 more steps. We're gonna use this gorgeous bronzer that I just got. And before, you never wanna just put it right on. I just kind of lightly hit my neck because then it looks too, there it is. This is gorgeous. So you just wanna hit it where you did your contour, where the sun would naturally kiss you. And then always make sure you do your makeup on your neck. Some people don't, it's so weird. You want it to look seamless. Okay, last thing I'm gonna do a little bit of blush. We're gonna do the color, this is Rose Apricot, number 19. I really love this. I got this as a gift from a friend and I have loved it. I like try not to use it too much because I just love it so much. So I'm gonna go in. This just adds a little bit more color. And I usually do this after I do all of my powders so it doesn't mute out the colors. All right, that was quick. That was in 10 minutes. So this is the after. This is the look. I think it turned out really good for 10-minute makeup. The lighting in here is not the best, but yeah, it looks good. It's not overdone. You know, we didn't do any liner, but this is the look. Thanks guys for watching.